Hi, Karen. Thank you very much for doing this testimonial for Breathe Hypnotherapy. Now, you came, or you didn't come to see me, we did on Skype, of course, but we did Skype sessions to help with anxiety and stress. How long ago was it now? 2 weeks?
Yep, 2 weeks.
2 weeks, yeah.
Yes.
And can you tell me, what it was like before the session? What was it? What were you experiencing?
I think it's difficult to explain because when you're actually going through something like that, you don't actually realize you're going through something like that. You don't realize you're as bad as you are. It's very difficult to do simple tasks. I would get in the car to drive somewhere and I couldn't do it. I couldn't go in a shop. I cried an awful lot. Not a day went by why I didn't cry, but for no reason. I just cried. I couldn't go to work. I just couldn't function on the most basic level.
Wow. Yeah. And how long have you been off work?
3 months.
Oh, okay. Yep. And then we did the Universal Consciousness session. And can you tell me a little bit about what that was like? Because when I first spoke to you about it, you couldn't quite, and it's very difficult to get your head around what it actually is. But can you explain what happened during the session? How was it?
Amazing. Obviously, yes, like you say, I didn't understand any of it, but I think at the time, because I felt so low, I was ready to try anything to try and feel better. So I can remember talking to you, and you'd done the breathing exercises, and I was relaxed and comfortable. And then you asked me to explain what I could see in my head, and I can remember thinking, I actually can't see anything in my head. And then you said, well, is everything just black? And it was from that moment when you said everything, is it just black, when I actually looked again and suddenly, no, it was grey, and then things started to appear. And as we went through and you asked the questions as to what I could see, it just sort of gradually happened.
Yeah. And so you were seeing things, and then I was asking you, what does that mean? And just for other people that don't know anything about universal consciousness, what it is it's an expanded state of awareness. So it's like a deep meditation where there's no mind. So it's like the mind isn't there, isn't it? So it's just this empty space. And then when you're in that empty space, I ask questions. What are you seeing? What are you experiencing? And the answers seem to come.
Yeah, you said, describe what you can see. And I had, first of all, there was a lamppost with a light on. And then there was objects sort of floating past, was the only way I could describe them, but I wasn't aware of what the objects were. And then we went through and I continued to describe what I could see. Then you said to ask the question, what do those things mean? And you don't actually expect to get a response and to know what they mean, but they did. It was as clear as anything, every step of the way.
And so those answers that came to you, what did they mean to you?
For me personally, because in my life, I think I can save the world, and I take on everything, I help everybody, and I never say no. And I think what it was trying to say to me is, actually, you can't do that. And the things flying past were literally letting go of all the things that I really don't need to do. And funnily enough, since then, I find it so easy to say no to people. I don't feel like I have to do everything for everybody.
Yeah, that's wonderful. And so you had very, very clear answers. And then what happened from then on? Tell me what happened after the session. What changed?
From the minute the session ended, I felt amazing. It's so hard to describe because it always sounds so a bit like a cliche of saying I felt like a weight had been lifted off my shoulders, but I literally did. I felt awake. I felt alive. I can't even explain it, and it was instantaneous, and that's the bit I couldn't get over. And I left here, and I was actually going to another counselling session that I was having at the time through my doctor. And from walking in the door, the first thing she said is, "You've changed." Before I even opened my mouth or spoke or said anything, she could see it in my face.
Amazing, isn't it?
It was absolutely amazing. And everywhere I've gone, obviously
So
my family.
have you been back to the counsellor?
No,
Since?
she said after that session, she obviously left me the number, and if I had any more problems, because at the time I kept thinking, is this just going to go away? Am I going to wake up tomorrow and be back to where I was? But no, I haven't, and I have stayed exactly the same.
Brilliant.
It's incredible. I feel like I've got my life back.
Wow.
And I think as well, one of the things with stress, anxiety, whatever you want to call it, it can come under many different types. It creeps up on you, not knowing.
Yeah.
It builds up over years. It's not something which suddenly happens overnight.
Yeah.
And it builds up, and it's not until you actually hit that actual crucial point for what it's usually the most simplest thing that gets you there.
Yeah.
And when it takes you there, it's not until then that you realize how long it's gone on for. And in my case, I think I had been like that for years.
Yeah. So it's lifted a weight that was there for years, really.
Absolutely.
Incredible. And so you said friends noticed things as other people noticed things as well? Noticed the change?
I didn't have to tell them. As soon as they met me, they knew.
Yeah.
They said, we haven't seen you like this in years.
Yeah.
You can cope with anything.
Beautiful. And how are things at work now? How have things changed at work?
Right. Now, bearing in mind I work for the NHS,
where
it
must be incredibly stressful.
I've gone back to work to a job that no longer exists because we're all being deployed around the hospital now. I'm admin, I'm not a nurse or a doctor. But as admin support, we've had to go, and we're now having to go and do it and work on the wards. So I've gone into a completely different job, which a few weeks ago I would never have been able to do. I wouldn't have been able just to cope with meeting different people or anything. Whereas I haven't got a problem. And given the stress that everybody's going under, it really isn't affecting me, and I am absolutely able to cope.
That's brilliant. Yeah. All right. So obviously you'd recommend universal consciousness with us to other people, right?
Couldn't recommend it enough. It has given me back my life. It has made me back the person I was.
Yeah. All right. That's brilliant. Thanks very much, Karen. I really appreciate it. Take care.
No problem at all.